So when you go in to teach a group exercise class, what you want to make sure is that all of your equipment is working properly. Same thing with pretty much any group exercise class. You want to go and check to see what you've got. And you also want to make sure that your sound equipment is working and that your MP3 player, your playlist, all of that stuff is going to work well for you, because I don't know if you guys are familiar with the term Murphy's Law, okay? But Murphy's Law says if something could go wrong, it will go wrong. It's a general law. If it could go wrong, it's going to go wrong, and that's always very true when it comes to technology. As you guys well know from attending classes, you know, having all sorts of technical difficulties. When you go into a group exercise class, you want to make sure that you're 15 minutes early at least, so that you have your sound system set up. Now, this is also important because it presents sort of an invitation for anybody else in the gym who might want to attend your class, because they'll hear that music in the background. Okay, so the music is not just an invitation, but it's also a sort of a prelude or an invigoration, for the upcoming class, gets people motivated to participate in your class. Now, the other thing that you want to do is you want to go ahead and make sure that you check out the equipment, because when it comes to these spinning bikes, you have people who are, diehard cyclists, and they'll actually remove the pedals. Some of them will actually remove these pedals down here. I don't know if you can see this as well in the video, but on the top of the pedal, there's sort of like a harness that people who don't have clip-in shoes can put their feet in this harness and clamp their feet down. Now, on the bottom of the pedal, there's a clip-in for those people who are road bikers, and they actually have road biking shoes that clip into the pedals. Now, the reason why you want your feet to clip in is because you want to have what we call a circular pedal stroke. In other words, you want to be pulling up on the pedals as well as pushing down on the pedals, pushing forward with the pedal, pushing backwards with the pedal. And you want to have that, what I call it, a circular pedal stroke. Now, I kind of say a little bit of a joke when I tell people circular pedal strokes, everybody, circular pedal strokes. And then I say to people, does anybody ever wonder what other kind of pedal stroke is there when it comes to a bike? I mean, there's, circle, and then there's circle. Well, what I mean by that is you want tension in that pedal stroke the whole way around. 360 degrees, you want some sort of push or pull on that pedal. You don't want to be just chopping up and down, okay? And I'll explain a little bit why for that later, okay? But some cyclists will actually remove these pedals so that these harnesses are not there. They're just the clamp-ins. And you want to make sure that if you've got 20 bikes, 20 people who are going to come into the class, you want to make sure that harnesses are available for everybody so everybody can participate, okay? Same thing with the seats. Sometimes people take the seats off of the bikes. I will tell you one thing, and I forgot to tell the other class this as well. When people first start doing spinning, okay, they get, part of the conditioning to spinning is getting adjusted to the seat, especially the ladies. The ladies will feel uncomfortable on the seats, okay? Now, some ladies will go to very extravagant lengths to try and pad the seat down, but really it's just you get conditioned to it. Your hips kind of, in that bottom under part of your hip gets conditioned to the seat, and it stops hurting really fast. So you might do actually two classes where your butt is a little bit sore sitting on the seat, and then it goes away. Okay, so but there are some people that will request these special seat covers to go over top of the seats, and those are available too. Now, so you want to make sure that the bikes are set up, your equipment is set up, and then what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll be blasting that music, and I'll get on the bike, and I'll start pedaling the bike. and just start talking to people as they're coming in the classroom. Some of those people are going to be regulars. Some of them are going to be brand new. Now, when they're brand new, what do you think it's important for us to do when they're brand new and they're looking at the bike, saying, I've never done spinning before. What do I do? The first thing. Give me some audio, you guys. I can't see any chat.
You welcome them and you ask them if they need assistance setting up.
I love that answer. That's a great answer. Welcome to Splitting. I'm so glad that you come to the class. You're going to love this class. Okay? And then you want to set them at ease. Remember, everybody's intimidated of personal trainers. Okay? You always want to have your eyebrows up. You want to have a smile. You want to be welcoming. Okay? And everybody's intimidated of a group exercise class. It takes a tremendous amount of courage. It could have been months that that person was saying to themselves, I want to try that group exercise class, but I'm scared to death. Okay? I don't want to have a bad experience. So you want to make sure that that person feels like they're welcome, and that you also, you also are really impressed that, they came to the class. Hey, good job coming today. I'm really excited to have you in the class. We're so glad you came. And come over here, let me help you get set up with the bike. Have you ever done spinning before? No, I've never even tried it before. I was on a bike when I was a kid, and that's been about it. And well, let me get you set up on this bike. Now, let me show you guys how to get set up on the bike. You've got the handlebars here that you can adjust. You've got the seat that goes up and down. So the handlebars, depending on the bike, the handlebars can go forward and backward a little bit, or they can go up and down. Okay, and the seat will go up and down, obviously, and the seat can also go forward and back. Okay, so here are the basics of setting people up properly on the bike, and there's, I'm pretty sure that there's some tips in the textbook as well as setting up on the bike. So what you want to do is what I do is I have them get on the exercise bike, and I have them sit on the seat. So I get a gauge of where the seat is and how it needs to be adjusted. And then I have them stand up on the bike, just like this, and I'll adjust the seat for them. Okay, but basically what you want them to do, what you want the seat adjusted to is so that when I'm at the bottom of my pedal stroke, okay, see how the pedals go in a circle like this? We call that a pedal stroke. When my foot is at the bottom of the pedal stroke, I'm sitting on the seat with my hips straight, not leaned, straight, okay? And the bottom of my foot, my leg is almost completely straight. There's a slight bend in my leg, just very slight, okay? We want to be able to straighten out our legs at the bottom of the pedal stroke. If we can't, if people are, and you'll see people come in and they'll be pedaling with their legs bent like this, that is really tough on your knees, and their knees will start talking to them after a while. Might not be the first class, but in a couple classes to come, they'll start to get sore knees, okay? So it's important to have the seat set up right, and you always want to do a check in your class and have your radar open to how people are set up on their bikes, okay? And if people are set up wrong, you can kind of reiterate some of the things that we're looking for in setting up the bike properly. So legs should be pretty much straight at the bottom of the pedal stroke. As far as forward and back, you want the seat to be just a little bit further back than the pedal, okay, the center of the pedal, the crank shaft, okay. Now, the handlebars, when you're standing up and pedaling, you want the handlebars to be in a position where you don't have to hunch down forward to get your hands on them. You want to be able to stand up straight up and down with as little pressure on the bars as possible. It just keeps your balance, okay? I don't know if you can see this, but I've only got a couple fingers on the bar here, okay? It's just helping me keep my balance. My weight is in my legs,